I'm trying to film a podcast for y'all, but my neighbor back there has been mowing their lawn since I got home like 45 minutes ago. How big is your lawn, bruh? How big? Hi friends, welcome to episode 114 of the Quirky Monday Craftcast. My name is Kalisha, and you can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. I'm coming to you today from my home in Central Florida, where now it is quiet. Yay! Although, after people cut grass, they tend to weed whack, so there might be some weed whacking happening. Anyway, I'm coming to you today from my home in Central Florida. We're doing another no edit vlog because it's Thursday. Vlog? Craftcast. You know, just you guys know. If you're new, my intro typically doesn't go like this. If you're returning, welcome back. I hope you guys are like safe, healthy. If you still have to go to work, I hope that you're able to keep people at a reasonable distance. Fun stories about that coming up. But yeah. I might end up doing a whole lot of sneezing because the pollen out here is real. My car is regularly white. It was definitely pale yellow today. So I'm gonna take a Benadryl after this. I think I'm resisting the urge to turn this off and start filming again, but I'm not going to. So let's get started. Is that everything I say at the beginning? My name is Kalisha. You can find me anywhere online as Nadira Tani. I'm recording from Florida. Thanks for watching. That's about it, right? Admin. We do have some admin. The Pisces season make-along is ending tomorrow, which is Friday, March 20th. So, if you have finished objects, I don't think I ever started a finished objects thread on Ravelry. So I'm going to start the thread and, I don't know, give you guys some more time to upload your finished objects. The world has kind of gone a little bit crazy. So this is not a hard and fast deadline. I'm still trying to figure out how I can extend the Pisces season make-along outside of Pisces season. But yeah, it is coming to a close. So post your pictures on Instagram using the hashtag Pisces season MAL. I am pulling a winner from there. And post your finished objects in the finished objects thread. If for some reason I don't set up the thread, post your finished objects in the chatter thread and I will whoosh them into the finished objects thread. I'm on it, guys. I'm on it. It's gonna happen. Yeah, I think that's the only thing for admin. Well, that's the only thing we're gonna talk about for admin. But thank you guys so much for participating in the Pisces season make-along. It just made my whole season. I really loved seeing all of the different... Because my mom is calling me. Hi, Mom. I'm sitting outside filming a podcast I'm trying not to edit on, so you're going to be on the internet. My mother says, hi, internet friends. She said, all of my friends. I know. You guys like her more than me. It's fine. You also like Kiva more than me. And she's over there ignoring me right now. So I'm going to get off this phone so that I can finish talking to all of your fans. All right. Love you. Okay, bye. As I was saying, thank you guys for anybody who participated in the make-along. The Pisces season make-along was basically to make anything in Pisces colors. That's like watercolors, blues, greens, or anything Pisces related or marine life related. That hashtag on Instagram has been delightful, and there have been some really, really awesome things in there. So if you did not participate and you want to see awesome things, go check out the hashtag. On to finished objects. So, last episode, I think it was. Yeah, last episode I showed you the carving that I did of like me walking in the water, wading in the water. And I've kind of been printing that on everything. So I printed it. This is one of the prints from last week, but I finished it because I did a second carving, which this print is much better. As you can see, it's an eraser, and I carved Find Peace, and I stamped that in gold underneath this one. And then I just kind of went a little ham, just stamping, and then I kind of got caught up in the creating and just went a little wild style. And I created this in my notebook. I stamped the image with gold and yellow ink. I'm trying to see if I can successfully use my block printing stamp with silkscreen ink, because I have silkscreen ink because I used to do screen printing. But so I printed her with gold ink and some gold paint, and then some yellow paint as well. And then all of this texture around it is just the ink roller. So I ink my stamps with a brayer. So I just rolled it through the ink and then just rolled it on the paper. And then this is the stamp, the Find Peace stamp that I just, kept stamping off, and some washi tape and stuff. And I really enjoyed the process of creating this. And it was a nice experience. And then there's another print of it. So I also have another Find Peace print that was, I'm gonna say it's like a 75% fail. I wanted to see if I could print it on fabric, which kinda, but it's not a clear print. Oh well, it doesn't look so bad on camera, but to the regular eye, it looks like hot garbage. But I tried. Maybe I'll keep printing it all over the shirt or something. I don't know. Oh no, this is gonna be my test print shirt. So whenever I make another block print stamp, I'm going to print that image on here as well and just have a collection. Then I think it'll make more sense. I like it. I like that idea. So, and this was just printed with silver silver silkscreen ink. One thing that I am noticing about the silkscreen ink when compared to the block printing ink is the silkscreen ink is a lot thinner. So I'm going to have to figure out some way to thicken it a little bit, I think maybe. Maybe that'll help it when printing on fabric. We'll see. So let's go back to the notes. Alright, so last week I talked about my the Patton's Croy socks I was working on in the cadet colors, maybe. I finished them, I wore them to work, and then I took them off at home somewhere, so I don't even know where they are. I'm a little bit upset with those socks because I was talking about how I was so sick and tired of them. I finally finished them and I realized that they are not the same length. The leg of the sock is, the cuffs are like 5 rows different, which is visible. And yeah, they're not matching at all. They're like cousins once removed kind of situation. But they warm my feet, so they do their job. But I did want to go ahead and show you my last finished object, which is something that I put together for myself every once in a while. When I'm making bags, especially when I make my medium-sized bags. Apologize for the leaf blowing. It is what it is. When I make my medium-sized bags, I end up with a bunch of 2-inch squares that I cut out from the bottom when I'm doing the box bottoms. So instead of throwing those away, sometimes I will sew them all together like a patchwork, which is what I did with this. So recently I did an update of medium bags made out of African print fabric, and these are all of the little corners. And I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and someone commented that they see the fabric from the bag that they just bought from me, which was really cool. So that's the front. And then the back with my new introvert pin. Are you gonna, can you let them see? No? Maybe? What if I touch this? Maybe? It says introvert and it's a turtle. Hi. So the back is made of jeans, and these are my old work jeans. When I worked at the studio, I had like, I don't know, 5 pairs of black jeans that I would wear, and because we were crawling around all the time, I would wear holes in the jeans. And I didn't want to donate jeans, like, you know, worn jeans. Like, you don't want to donate trash clothes. And I also didn't want to just throw them in the trash. So I just cut off like the front part, like between the seams. I cut that part of the denim fabric off, and I kept it so that I can use it for like scraps and stuff like this. Now it's like focusing on random places. So I really like this bag. The only thing that I forgot was to put a handle on it, because for some reason, whenever I just whip myself up a bag, I never put a handle on it. And then I end up like with this bag that I just can't walk around with. So I just put a big rubber band on the zipper. Yep. So that's everything for finished objects. That will move us. Oh, there's a baby Godzilla behind me. Can you see him? No. That will move us into works in progress. So inside my new bag is a new pair of socks. Patons Croy again. I'm going through like a Patons Croy phase, where I'm just knitting up all of my Patons Croy yarn, which I have a collection. This colorway is Mexicala stripes. And my face is got, I'm sorry guys. That's better. It's called Mexicala stripes, and this is what it looks like. And I'm pretty sure that all of this is the color repeat, because I just came to this kind of purple and pink speckle, which is the same up at the very top. So I think I'm just now starting over with the color repeat, which is bananas. That's super long. So basically I'm gonna end up with 1 color repeat for the leg and then 1 color repeat for the foot, which is pretty cool. Yeah, but this stripe sequence, it's like they took the colors, put them in a box, shook them up, and threw them out, and we're like, there you go. But like this bit right here, I really like. This right here, I really like. But why? Why this? I don't understand. Somebody help me. I don't get it. But yeah, whatever. So I have this ball for the one sock, and then I have another ball inside for the second sock. Is that a mosquito? Nature is just not letting me live today. It's really not. Nature and neighbors are just after me. And there's nothing oh, there is something special about these socks. So normally I do 64 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle when I make my socks, but since Patton's Croy is a thicker fingering weight, I would go down to 60 stitches, but I was still finding that that was still a little bit baggy. So for these, I've gone down to 58, I think 58 stitches, either 56 or 58, not sure, but I'm hoping that these will fit a lot better. And since they are a good number of stitches less than I'm used to, they are going pretty fast. They're going way faster than those other stupid socks that got lost and then found and then lost again. Pew! I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry, Kiva. Can you bring it back? Of course not. I know. I wasn't serious. Alright, so my next work in progress is Celestarium, which is a pattern by Audry Nicklin. And I am on the last chart. I don't know if I'm halfway. No, I'm almost halfway through the last chart. And there's like 570 something stitches I think on the needles right now, and so I was like, oh, I want to get a longer cord, so I bought interchangeable cord connectors to make my cords longer, because I have a 36-inch and a 30-inch cord, so I was like, I can just put those together and then it'll be big enough for me to really spread the shawl out, blah blah blah. It was big enough for me to spread the shawl out, but then it was too big to really work on comfortably, so I ended up going back down to one cord anyway. A little bit irritating, but whatever. So here's where I am. I'm in the middle of, oh man, that looks so awesome. I'm in the middle of a row because I finally ran out of yarn. So I am knitting this using Loops and Threads Wool-like in the navy blue colorway. And using gold beads, so I'm gonna hold it back here. So, oh man, this is so cool. Oh, I love it. So I finally ran out of yarn, which is pretty dope for this whole shawl to be one ball of yarn right now. Yeah, I'm just enjoying this so much. I don't know what I was going to say about the yarn. It's working out fine. I use this yarn. I really enjoy this yarn. This is the Wool-like is, I think, 85-15 acrylic nylon mix or blend, and it's very soft. I really like it. I've made a sweater out of this. I made my Hogwarts a history out of this yarn, and I really like it. So my plan, if you're new, is when I finish knitting this shawl, I'm gonna go back with some like gold thread, like embroidery floss, and stitch all the constellations into the shawl so that you can see them, because right now it just looks like, oh, stars, nice. But when I put the constellations on, then I think that's when it's really going to come to life and just be amazing. So another mod that I'm thinking about doing, I'm definitely going to do it, is after I finish the last chart, I'm going to do another increase row, because I'm not putting the border on that the pattern calls for, because I don't think I want a border, but I do want it to be a bit bigger. So I'm going to do one more increase row, so pray church, because that row is going to be well over 1,000 stitches. Should I do this? If I should not do this, please tell me not to do this. But what I'm thinking is do another increase and then work just a solid navy blue band around. I was kind of playing with the idea of doing an I-cord bind off, but it also sounds like a terrible idea. But then on the other hand, I-cord bind-offs are really pretty, but I might hate myself doing that. But for sure, I'm going to put a solid band of navy blue around once I finish the last chart. Or should I just keep knitting even? Okay, question. Let me know in the comments. I don't know what the process is for figuring out when you need to increase on a pie shawl, but do you think I will be able to just continue working without another increase row? Maybe another inch of solid? Well, or should I do an increase row and then work a couple inches and call it a day? I don't know. Good thing I have like a long way to go before I get to that point. So I will be joining my second ball of yarn to this project this evening and working a little bit on it. Yeah, no, nothing else special. I told you about all of my little counting hacks that I've got going last week. If you're new, every one of these white stitch markers is 10 stitches. The big ones like this and like this are marking the ends of my charts, the ends of each page in the chart. I have these telling me which page chart that section is, and this one marks halfway around the round. And all of those things in place make it so that I can pick this shawl up and put it down with absolutely no problem, which is delightful and completely necessary. So that project is living in another patchwork bag that also does not have a handle. And the last thing for works in progress is I'm calling it a resurrection project, because this is a project that I started, I think last May or April last year, roughly around this time I started this project, and then I put it down and never picked it back up. So it is my weaving, my tapestry weaving. So this, as you can probably tell, is going to be a heart. And I've gotten pretty far. Like I literally only have this much. Where does the heart? Actually, the heart ends right here. So I have just a little bit left to do. And then I can take it off of this loom. But it's literally just been sitting in my craft space like this, looking at me like, finish me, please. So I was looking at it yesterday and I thought, you know what, Kalisha, just take it off the shelf, bring it back into action so that you can finish this project and have like a finished project with this. So yeah, this is just the loop stitch. I think it's called the loop stitch or the pile stitch, and it's the fiber is Showstopper fiber from Hobby Lobby. So it's an acrylic, I think it's acrylic nylon as well. No, it's acrylic polyamide. I don't remember the blend, but it's acrylic polyamide. Yeah. And then this is just 2 different shades of brown yarn striping that makes like that subtle stripe. And I like it. Got a little fringe at the bottom. Hi, Kiva. You want to see the back? Woo! Hi, Keeps. How are you? You're standing on my notes. You stink. You rolling in the dirt. Hi, sweet girl. Hi, my sweet. Yes. Okay. You gonna go away? You're hurting my leg. You don't care? Do you want to sit on my lap? Yeah? Okay. Come here. Oh, Come here, girl. Okay, so you're gonna sit down. All right. Okay. She's like, rub my belly. So that's everything for maker plans, and or that's not maker plans, that's work in progress. Next we have maker plans. So I kind of want to cast on a cardigan, and this is the yarn that I want to use. Ooh, just scratched the ground. This is Charisma. It's Loops and Threads Charisma Tweed in the honey color, and it's just a nice golden yellow with brown, black, and cream tweed flecks in it. And the Michaels around the corner from where I work stocks this yarn. My other Michaels that I normally go to doesn't. So when I found that out, every week or so, I'd go and pick up 2 balls, and I use a Michaels coupon and a Joann's coupon and get my little 40% off. So I've collected maybe 8 or 9 of these. So I'm thinking about casting on a cardigan, and I think I'm gonna cast it on now. Maybe like a top-down raglan kind of type deal. I'm not sure. I don't know what kind of pattern I want to follow, if I want to follow a pattern. I do have I think it's Amy Herzog's Ultimate Sweater book, something like that. That's probably not the title, but I have that book, so I could probably draft up some sort of cardigan using the information in that book and with this yarn. But that's something that I definitely want to do. And it's looking like I might be working from home next week. I'm not quite sure. I know a lot of places in the US right now are closing and having people working from home if they're able to. My university is still open. It's closed for students, but some of the faculty and staff are still working. A lot of them are working from home. Like one of my coworkers who basically has the same position as me, she's working from home, but I'm still in the office because the department chair would like to have one of us there if possible. So yeah, I'll talk more about that in life and whatnot. But yeah, so cardigan? I think so. Yes, Kiva? Cardigan? Blink once for yes. Yes. All right. But that's everything that I have for maker plans. Let's do Kalisha and the Babe, and then we'll do stash positions, and then life and whatnot, and then we'll be all done. Yes, Kiva. Yes. Yes. Get all this love. Do you feel loved? Yeah. Is it too much love? It's too much love. Okay, you're gonna make me sneeze. Off. There's so much dog hair on my lap right now. It's a wonder she's not bald. So, Kalisha and the Babe. I have some finished yarn to show you guys. So, you may have seen, I uploaded a video, a short little video of me spinning this yarn, or spinning this fiber. This fiber is from MIRLA, M-I-R-L-A Fibers. And Kiva, stay in the back, please. And I bought this last year. I bought this and some, this was a bat, and I bought some, Rolags. I haven't spun the Rolags yet, and I'm just now spinning the bat, clearly. And And I also just bought some more fiber from her. So I figured I should probably spin the fiber from her that I already have before the new order comes in. So here it is. It is a blend of like a light blue, green, some black, and a lot of white. So it's very Pisces. I did a 2-ply. It came out to 64 yards, and I had 2 ounces of fiber. I would say this is probably a worsted weight, on average, a worsted weight. It seems that that is my default spin, is a worsted weight fiber, or not fiber, a worsted weight yarn, which is fine. I really want to get to be able to spin very fine singles, so that I can get down to like a sock weight or something like that. But I just, specifically with this one, when I was spinning it, I started spinning this on Tuesday, which was the first day after the oh my gosh, everything is closing, quarantine announcements came down at my university. So Monday, everybody was panicking. Well, not really panicking. Everybody was super stressed out trying to figure out how we were going to manage. Tuesday was a little bit better because a lot of people didn't come in. They were working from home, and the people who did come in were basically only coming in to pick up stuff from their offices in order to work from home. So I started this Tuesday, and it was a very peaceful thing for me to do, to come home and sit in the backyard and just relax and spin and let the fiber do what the fiber was going to do. And this is what it did. I really like it. I think I'm going to weave with it. We'll see. I think I'm going to do a weaving with this. So that means I need to get that weaving off of the loom so that I can string this one up. But I think I just inhaled a gnat. Oh, it's trying to kill me. There's a bug in my water. But it's floating on the surface, so that's fine. I'm disgusting. Anyway. Sorry, my nose is itching. So now on to stash positions. So, I already showed you the yarn from Fat Bunny that she donated for the Pisces season make-along. But she also gave me some other goodies. So, she gave me these, which are 100% superwash wool worsted yarn in the, I think it's forest, in the forest colorway. She gave me these because when I first met her, I was working on a hat for my aunt, and when I finished the hat, I was like, oh man, it looks like a dinosaur to me, and I can't unsee it, because the hat, it was a crocheted hat, and it had bobbles going down the side. But if you turned it so that the bobbles went down the back, it kind of reminded me of like a dinosaur's back. I don't know which dinosaur that was. But of course, then everybody called it the Auntie-saurus hat. And she donated this yarn to me, or gifted this yarn to me, to actually write up the pattern for the Auntie-saurus hat. And make it out of this yarn. So now I have to reverse engineer that hat, because of course I don't have it anymore because I sent it off. This is going to be an Auntie-saurus hat. And then she gave me these, which there are 2 of the green one and 1 of the pink one. Yeah, 2 of the green one and 1 of the pink one. And these are falling. These are Little Hop Sport. So they're 20 yards, so 50 nope, 200 yards, 50 grams, 100% superwash merino, sport weight. So this one is Lima, and this one is Cerisa, I think. So very punch in your face Christmas, but I don't think I'm going to use them together. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I love them a lot. This green is amazing, and since I have two of them, I don't know, but thank you, Maria. There are some other goodies in here, which I might also put one of these, because I have 1, 2, 3, 5. I have 5 of these. These are also Little Sport. Yeah, these are also Little Sport, and they're the colorway Wild Wasp. So I might do, I don't think they want to play together in the same project, especially since one is fingering and one is sport, so there's that. But maybe I might sneak a couple of these into the prizes for the Pisces season make along. That was gross, I'm sorry guys. But I have I think it was 5 of these, and then the last 2, we have this one, which I don't know what colorway this is, because it's not the same as this. At least I don't think it is. Does this have green in it? And it's just wrapped differently? No, I think these are different. So there's this one and this one. This is Lucky Sock, which is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and this is the color Moon Man. And that is everything. That's all of the yarn that Maria of Fat Bunny Yarns gave me. So I have some ideas for another Just Feel project. I'm excited about it. I was doodling it. The idea hit me today. I was doodling it up. So I have some crochet doodling to do. But I think I know what the third Just Feel pattern is going to be. I'm so irritated with these neighbors. Hi guys. All right, so we just finished talking about I'm not stopping. We just finished talking about Fat Bunny Yarns, and then the leaf blowing got obnoxious. So yeah, the rest of my stash positions. So the reason that I even got to hang out with Maria of Fat Bunny Yarns is because I went to FourPurls during the Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl, not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before that. And while I was there, I picked up some goodies. I picked up these goodies. They have a yarn truck, which like travels around selling yarn, which is pretty awesome. But everything in their yarn truck was 30% off. So yes. And their clearance section in the store was 30% off as well. So I got this off the yarn truck, which is Stranded Dye Works Merino DK in the colorway House Red, which is a really pretty burgundy. They had a little bit of Stranded left because she was their feature dyer, I think last year, for their Fantasy Fiber Retreat of Fun. I don't remember the name of it, but the retreat has a marketplace and it was open to the public. I don't know if they're doing that this year, but whatever. I went last year and I got my first skein of Stranded, which I have still not used, but now I have 2, so I can use at least one of them, right? And then I also saw this. This is Cascade Yarn Sunseeker, It's a cotton. Is it 100% cotton? Hello? It is 47% cotton, 48% acrylic, and 5% metallic yarn. This is 100 grams for 237 yards. And I could not resist that orange. I mean, it was like Auntie Gigi just possessed me, and I could not leave it there. Plus, it's sparkly. I have some Sunseeker in my... Now there's an airplane? Lord of mercy. I have some Sunseeker in my stash, but I don't know if any of it will go with this. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure all I have are shades of blue and maybe a gray. So, we'll see. And then the last thing I got was a mini of Emma's yarn, and that's their the yarn that's dyed by the store owner's daughters. And this mini is in the 2020 Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl colorway. So that's really cute. So I also did a vlog going there. So you probably have already seen that. And funny enough, all of the yarn that I showed myself considering in that video, I didn't get any of it. So, surprise! Another thing that we ended up doing while I was there, I was looking for some yarn to go with this. This is my hand-spun showstopper yarn in the Rainbow Riot colorway. So I took this with me to see if I could find something that matched or complemented it. And I couldn't find anything in the store, but Maria was suggesting that I go with like a light green or like a jade, not jade, teal kind of color, maybe like a mid-tone teal. So after I left FourPurls, on my way home, I got off the highway too early, and lo and behold, there was a Michael's. So I went in there and I got these two. So I don't know which one I want to go with it. So yeah, cast your votes down below. Do you like the yellow green or the teal? We're gonna call that teal. I don't think that's really teal, but whatever. Yellow green or teal with this. I'm not sure. But that is everything from the Orange Blossom Yarn Crawl. If you want to see like more in depth of the day and like little shots of inside the shop, you can take a look at that vlog. But you probably have already seen it. The last thing that I have before I get into this awesomeness in stash positions is I bought another pen from Rare Press. If you remember, Rare Press is a maker. Her name is Lizzie, and I came across her on Instagram. One of the things that she does is she makes these polymer clay pens, and I bought one I think I bought it in February for my birthday, and she recently had a sale. I think it might still be going on actually, but I got another one, and this is the girl. I love her side eye. Like, I feel like I look at people like this sometimes and then I have to fix my face. So I got a second pen from Rare Press. I'm excited. And like I said before, she does block printing. Like, that's her main thing. And she was really inspirational to me, which is really kind of the kick in the butt that I got to actually get back into block printing and try. So thanks, Lizzie. They're never going to be done with that yard work. I'm sorry. The last thing I want to show you guys before I talk about the plants is this postcard. I got this postcard from Crystal. She's Crystal Crafts on YouTube, and she sent me a postcard. She asked me if I wanted the postcard old school or untouched in an envelope. I was like, old school. So she wrote like on the back of it, and it's stamped and everything, and she's like, I've never done this before, this is pretty cool. So yay, I have a postcard from almost said Angeles. This is Las Vegas. It's pretty cool. If you didn't know, I collect postcards. And now, before the sun is completely gone, I have fallen down a rabbit hole that is just as green and lush as can be. Okay? So at my new job, I have a desk. And because I have a desk, I feel like it is just begging for plants to be on it. So I bought a plant. And this, where is it? Which one was my first plant? This one. This one was my first plant. This is a pothos. Is it pothos or pothos? Whatever it is, this is one of them. And it's actually gotten quite a bit larger than when I first gotten it. So it's in a new pot. And I have this random little ceramic fish in here. Why? I don't know. Because I found it at a this and that store, and it wanted to live in the pothos. So that was my first plant. Then I decided that she needed friends. So I got this one, which is it petunia? No, not petunia. Fit something. It's a nerve plant. I can't remember the scientific name. Whatever. But it's a nerve plant. And they come in either like with white veins or pink veins. Y'all, this plant is a drama queen. Like, for real. So I don't know if the place where I had it on my desk, if it was in direct line of the air conditioning vent or something, or if it dried out, or if it needed water or something. But I came to work one Monday, and okay, you see how this plant is like this? Legitimately, this plant was like this. Just flopped over, and I thought it was dead, and I watered it, and I put it outside, and it came back to life. So I was just like, oh, so you're a bit of a drama queen. I will put a video of this plant coming back to life, because even though I water it, it still had a hissy fit the other day and passed out. So I gave it some more water and put it outside, and then it was just like, okay, I can live another day. So with that one, I also bought this one. And this is a heartleaf philodendron, I think is right. Is that right? I think I'm right. And I actually had one of these when I was younger. I kept it in my bathroom, and it like trailed all the way down, and I just felt like, you know, I had the greenest thumb this side of the Mississippi. So I'm really excited for this one to get bigger, and I love the pot that I found for it. It just makes me very happy. So I'm actually really excited to try propagating this one in water. And I found this little setup at a thrift store. So I'm going to put water in there. Well, first I'm going to clean it out. It's a little dirty. But I'm going to put water in there and then do some clippings of my philodendron in here. And I think that will look really cool. I don't know if this is going to go on my desk at work or if it will go somewhere in the house. Probably not at work, because I think people will want to walk up and touch this, and we don't want people walking up to the desk these days. So there's that. So those were my 3. And then I thought, oh, you know, I want to get one more plant. And evidently I can't count, because one more plant was 5 more plants. So the sun is about gone. So I have these 2, and I think I'm gonna have to repot them, because they're in a terracotta pot and it feels like the water is coming through the pot. So I don't know what that's about. Oh yeah, you can see how it's much darker here. Like it's just holding the water in there. I don't know. But these are both ivy plants. This side is asterisk ivy, and this side is, well, California fan and asterisk ivy. So I put them both in the same pot, and I have this vision in my head of this being on the corner of my desk at work and the ivy just trailing all the way down the front of my desk. Like between this and my philodendron, I want to have like a garden, not a garden, a jungle on the front of my desk. That's the goal. So I need to figure out what's going on with that potting situation, because it's even left a wet spot on the little table, little wooden piece that I have here. So those might get repotted yet again. And then the last ones, and I got all of these yesterday. So these are both arrowhead plants. This one is Maria arrowhead, and this one is Berry Illusion arrowhead plant. I'm not even going to try their scientific names because that's a lot. So I think these are just really pretty. I really like the color. I really like the color of this one, and then I liked the veins on this one. So I'm not sure if I'm going to plant these together, if I'm going to keep them separate, but if I have them separate, then it looks like I have like a whole lot of plants, right? And then this one was so cool. It is a Moon Valley Pilea, and when I saw it, when I saw it, I was like, oh man, the texture on the leaves made me feel uncomfortable. So yeah, it looks like they would be like squishy, but it's actually very hard. Like, yeah, it's very hard, and it's just really unique. I've never seen a plant with leaves like this. So oh, this leaf has a hole in it. I'm sorry, sweet pea. But I'm really excited to have this plant. Can I make this brighter? That's a no. So like I said, I'm really excited to have this plant. I'm really excited to have this in my collection. And a mosquito just landed on my nose, so that's my cue. So I thought I ended the podcast, but then I decided I didn't like how I ended the podcast because I ended up rushing because all the mosquitoes were coming for my life. So I'm inside now, and yeah, I showed you guys everything I wanted to show you outside, but I did want to talk a little bit more. So Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, I have my lounge pants on now. They say I love sleep. Anyway, Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, was the 17th, which is also St. Patrick's Day, which is also me and Lamar's date anniversary. And I didn't realize the day until like halfway through the day. I realized that it was St. Patrick's Day because Tuesday, like I said earlier, was kind of manic because of like closings and reactions to the coronavirus and everything like that. So I didn't really, like, the date didn't click. But this past Tuesday marked 10 years since me and Lamar had our first date. And I think that's pretty cool. So he's alright. I guess I'll keep him around. But he is on spring break right now. which is going to extend to, I don't know how long their schools are going to be out, are going to be closed from the coronavirus. It's really weird. I've been trying to figure out how I feel about like the changes and stuff in everyday life. A lot of people are working from home at my university, so I'm an executive assistant in the nursing department. So all of the faculty, well, I think all of the faculty are working from home. The department chairs have been coming in, kind of like in and out of the department, like they don't stay for the whole day. The other executive assistant is working from home because she has a son, and so he's out of school, so she's got to be home with him. And since I don't have any kids, the department chairs asked if I, would still come in. And I felt like, yeah, I can still come in. It's fine. Rationally, I know that the chances of somebody walking into the office with the coronavirus are pretty slim. But still, the idea that, doctors and everything are saying for people to stay home and practice, what's it called, social distancing. It's got me all like weirded out. I told my dad that the other day when I was headed to work, I walked out the front door and I heard myself thinking that outside is dangerous. And I realized that I have to be very, very vigilant and conscious of the thoughts that I'm having, because it would be very easy for them to kind of spiral out of control into this this place that I don't know if I could rein myself back in from. One of the things that I'm still unsure, and this is like after almost a week of doing this, I'm still unsure if constantly like Lysoling and Clorox wiping everything that I see people touching in my office is helping me like feel more comfortable and have less anxiety, or if it's feeding the anxiety and making me feel like everything is going to kill me. I'm not sure where I am right now. But I have set up, so since I'm the only one in my office is partially enclosed. So there are me and the other executive assistant. We both have rather large desks, like L-shaped desks. And then there's two smaller desks for our student workers. Since the campus is closed to students, they haven't been there all week. And she was only there Monday. So from Tuesday basically till like throughout the week, I was the only person in our office. So what I did was Tuesday, people were like, a couple of the faculty members were coming up to my desk to talk to me. And some of them would stay like, 5 feet away or 6 feet or whatever it was on that day. They would stay farther away from my desk and talk to me from across the thing, which was cool. But then I realized when people were walking up to my desk and talking to me, or coming like into like where I can touch you, I realized that every time somebody did that, my chest was getting tight. So I thought like, okay, so I need to create some boundaries so that I feel more comfortable. So we have these like push carts that they have in the nursing lab. So I took one of them and I basically blocked the walkway to get to my desk. And then I've been taking one of our diffusers to work with me, and like diffusing different essential oils and stuff like that. But so I blocked the walkway, and everybody who came into the office stopped at the desk except for this one person. And there was like this much space between the cart and the wall. And she was just scooting her little self through there. And I was just like, but I mean, you don't even need to come up to my desk. Like you don't need to be over here. But I'm the kind of person that I really have a hard time with, like, well, I've discovered this week that evidently I have a hard time setting boundaries like that. So every time she would scoot around that barrier and come up to my desk, I was just like, but, so like I was talking to my mom and my dad, and they're both like, you need to talk to her. You know, if that's making you uncomfortable, then you need to say something about it because she can't read your mind and blah, blah, blah. So Tuesday was the day I realized it was a problem with people coming up to the desk. Wednesday was the first day I put up the cart. Today is Thursday, so I put the cart up again, had the infuser, and she came in this morning, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have this conversation. And she came in to ask me a question, and they were supposed to be choosing like a shirt for Nurses Week. And she came in and she's like, oh, I have to choose my shirt. And she was going to come around the cart again. And I took the paper with the pictures of the shirts and I slid it across the other desk. And I was like, here they are. So she had to go back around and look at the paper over there. But it made me laugh because I was just like, ooh. But at the same time, it's like I know that the fact that somebody's coming up to my desk is not a problem, you know? But at the same time, it's triggering an anxious response in me, and I don't want to cultivate that. So that's been interesting. I'm trying not to cross over into the germaphobe kind of headspace, and sometimes I feel myself like teetering on the edge of, oh my goodness, I can't touch anything because there is virus on everything. And I know that it's just my head, you know, blowing things up. And I know it's a big deal, but I need to figure out how to like bring it together in my head, if that makes any sense. But the other executive assistant was like, you should work from home, you know, you need to work from home, da 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 da. And I just kept thinking, like, if I am getting up and I'm able to go into the office and there's nobody else there, like this morning, there was nobody in the building. I was there by myself. The lights weren't even on, and I was completely okay with that. I don't know where the light switches are, and I'm not going to go find them. I'll be right in my office in this controlled space, minding my business. But I feel like if I'm able to keep that normal thing going, that it will help me to stay calm in a way. Like, it will keep that sense of normalcy. If I don't change my whole, you know, like my whole daily routine in such a drastic way. But I mean, it looks like I'm probably going to have to do that anyway, because they were talking about like having all of us, like everybody in the department working from home like next week. So we'll see how Kalisha reacts to that. But this whole coronavirus thing is crazy, to say the least. It's definitely an experience that I never thought about, and I kind of feel like glad that I'm working in a nursing environment, so there's like people with medical backgrounds who are like filtering this like the information is filtering through people with medical backgrounds, so that, you know, kind of has me feeling a little bit more calm. But Monday, the day that was just a whole bag of crazy, I almost had a panic attack at work because the anxiety was already high. And I realized one of the things that really kicks up my anxiety is other people. Because by nature, I'm very empathetic. So if someone is around me and they're feeling strongly some sort of way, it kind of rubs off on me. So if I'm already anxious, it's like my other people emotions defenses are like off if I'm already anxious. And so there was the Kalisha anxiety, and then there was other people's anxiety sitting on top of me. And then there's this one nurse, one of the faculty members, and she's always super bubbly, super happy, just telling stories and da 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 da, like just like this is her all the time. Monday, she came into the office and she walked up to my desk, and then she put on the medical personnel do not panic voice. You know, the one that's like, do you have a mask? No? Come follow me. I'm going to get you fitted for a mask. So I followed her, and she put the mask on. And when she showed me how to like put the bands and stuff around my face, I felt like I could not breathe. And I felt like I couldn't get any air into my lungs. And I probably had the mask on for like 7 seconds. And I was just like, no, I have to take it off. So she had turned around to get something. I like ripped it off my head. And she gave me like a mask, and then she gave me the mask, and you know, I said thank you, and I walked back to my desk, and by the time I got to my desk, I was like crying, and I sat down, and I could just I was telling myself, like trying to calm myself down, like going through all of the self-talk, like talking myself down that I normally do whenever I feel panic rising. And I just kept telling myself, you have to calm down, because no one here except for the other executive assistant knows you have panic attacks. Calm down. And I'm just like trying to talk myself down. And gratefully, I was able to pull myself back from that edge. Like I didn't go flying over it. Like I was like that close, like that close. But I'm so grateful that I did not have a panic attack in the office, because I'm like, that's not how you want to start a Monday. that's not something you want to do at all. So one of the things that I am grateful for is that even though only my the other executive assistant knows that I have panic attacks, my bosses, one of them, like the top boss, the top boss, I've talked to her, and you know, I was telling her how I was feeling anxious and stuff like that. So she was talking to me, so she knows that I'm feeling this anxiety, which is understandable because I feel like everybody's in a state of anxiety right now. But it just felt good to know that somebody else knows that I'm feeling real anxious about this stuff right here. So I've just kind of been going to work and staying in my one little controlled area. And when I get there in the morning, I like clean off things. And when I leave in the evening, I clean off things again. And that's been my routine. We have to ride a shuttle from the parking lot to the building. So pretty much in the mornings and in the evenings, I'm like one of two people on the shuttle. And, just, I don't know. This is the new current normal, I guess. But I'm glad that I'm able to feel a little bit, normal and regular. I try not to think about how crazy this whole situation is, this whole virus thing. I try not to think about that because my mind is one of those ones that will just snowball on stuff, and eventually the snowball will get big enough that it just rolls over me and just balls me up inside of it and I can't get out. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job staying outside of the snowball and even preventing a lot of the snowballing that my mind is very quick to do. Which is why I think that I fell so hard down the plant rabbit hole. That was my emotional buying. And the pen from Rare Press was emotional buying. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying not to do a lot of like stress buying, because nobody needs to do that. That's not how bank accounts work. But yeah. So I hope that if you are someone who is anxious-minded like I am, I hope that you're able to find things that help you to stay calm, that give you something else to focus on. One thing that I think is really awesome is that because so many people are staying home and are working from home, there have been a lot more live videos on Instagram. Like I watched Susan of Knitlib. She had a live like hangout kind of thing today. And I was able to watch it while I was sitting in the office, so that was really nice. So even though people are not socializing, you're still able to socialize, which is really awesome. And I'm really glad that social media has given us a space to do that, because I can't even imagine what it would be like if I couldn't just like chat to somebody, like, oh my gosh, pre-internet quarantines, what? But yeah, so like I said, if you're an anxious person like myself, I hope that you're able to find something that helps ease your anxiety. I hope that you're able to channel that anxiety into something productive, or something that's just not a big old ball of anxiety, I hope that I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram that are saying things like, we're going to be stronger and better people when we come out of this, and we'll think about the handshake from a stranger differently, in the wake of this. And I think that's true. So, as I normally ask you guys to leave a comment down below of something positive or some bright spot that happened to you, definitely do that. Also, in addition to bright spots, leave your favorite stay-at-home activity. What are you spending your time at home doing? If you're working from home, how are you separating your work from home life? How are you managing the shift between working outside of the house and then working inside your home? How are you doing these things? Share them in the comments so that we can all kind of learn from each other and grow from each other and share these good things. So now I'm going to end this podcast for real. Thank you guys so much for being a part of my universe. I really value you all. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope you and your family and your loved ones and friends and all your folks are safe and healthy and stay that way. I will talk to you guys later.